Hey everyone, welcome to Boy in a Girl's Body Part 3. Um, my next question is from Splix1, S-P-L-I-X-X, number 1. Question is, do I have bio male friends that help me? And do I look at any of them as role models? I actually went through and wrote a ton of notes. I'm going to go through biological males' effects on me while living my life as a female, up through the most recent bio males in my life. Starting out, I would have to say that biological guys in school were no help to me except for making me realize that I don't like boys. Basically, dating guys as a girl for me was very difficult because it never lasted much longer than a couple weeks. I had a few relationships that lasted a few months, but not many lasted more than a couple weeks because they all said that I was too manly for them to be dating. And I actually, in junior high, kicked the shit out of one of my ex-boyfriends for saying that to me and said, I guess you're right, because clearly I am more manly than you are. He actually ended up pressing charges against me as a girl, and the cop laughed in his face and laughed to me when he came to my house on a day that I skipped school to hand me my paperwork saying that I had to come into the police station and get community service, get fucking probation, and all that stuff. It was hilarious, by all means. So yeah, guys through like grade school and junior high didn't help me out with anything with my situation whatsoever as living life as a female, because at this point I had no idea that I was trans, and if I had known, I probably wouldn't have done a lot of the things that I did through school. But they definitely made me realize that I don't like boys, and I can't be in relationships with boys because that's just fucked up. Not that gay guys are fucked up, because I fucking love just about every one of you. But it's just not for me, is all I'm saying. In high school, I'd have to say that my guy friends were my skater guys, and the most help that they did for me by far was just accepting me as part of their crew and allowing me to be me. They were the only guys that I could chill with and be me. Like, I was able to go out skating with them. I mean, we hung out in school, out of school, and it was great. Like, it was cool to just hang out and be one of the guys, and I can't be any more thankful to them for doing that for me and just accepting me for who I was. So if any of you guys from high school that I skated with, you all know who you are. Thank you guys for fucking being there for me. And the few of you that were dinks to me, fuck you, and hopefully we can be friends when I come home, because high school is the past and I want to move on from it. So moving on to, at this point, I think I was out of high school, working at a restaurant called the Bull and Claw in Wells, Maine. There was one guy, Tony Z. This guy was the biggest help to me, I think, out of anybody in my life in so many different ways, and not just being trans. But he helped me take that step, I think. I think that's when I realized, I think you're right, like, I think I'm a dude, because for some reason, from day one that I worked with him, he called me his son. He wrote on the back of my chef coat, S-O-N. And it's probably still there to this day. But he definitely knew before I did. He knew there was something up with me that wasn't right, and he knew I wasn't a girl. And for him, I am thankful for not only opening my eyes up to that, but he just helped me through life, honestly. He helped me be the positive person and have the positive outlook on life that I have now. And honestly, I think of him all the time, and I feel like the biggest douchebag for not going to visit him. But because he doesn't even know right now that I've come out as trans. He has no idea. I haven't talked to him at all. wow, I'm a douchebag. But he definitely was the biggest help, and he was an older guy. He was probably in his 40s, and 30s or 40s. He definitely helped me out of anybody, and he's the shit. um, so after coming out, I was working for the 99 restaurant, and the entire kitchen that I worked with in Nashville was all guys. And honestly, they didn't per se help me with my trans situation, but the way that they did help me was always asking me awkward questions and putting me in a situation where I just felt like targeted as as being different, because I just wanted to be one of the guys. You know what I mean? I went into that store knowing that there wasn't another girl in the kitchen, and I was totally okay with that. I was like, fucking right, like finally I can work with a bunch of dudes instead of having a half girl, half guy kitchen, because that just got, like, not that it sucked, but I just thought it would be really good for me to work with all guys. And they were always asking me awkward questions about my situation, because I was very open about it. Just some of the questions that they asked were just outrageous, and I couldn't even believe that it came out of their mouths. But it honestly just pushed me to be comfortable with being trans, and like standing by my opinions and standing by my feelings and my emotions and the way that I felt inside and outside, and like being honest with them helped me be honest and true to myself, because it's difficult being put in that situation. It really is. And I think that's where most guys have a lot of trouble at work in their situations, because they don't know how to respond or react in a way that doesn't make them look uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, I can't really explain it, because at first I was so uncomfortable answering questions, like I almost didn't want to talk about it, and it was just my way of coming out to my way of reacting to them was just saying, you don't understand, you'll get it, someday you'll get it, you'll understand, blah, blah, blah. And then it just, as they kept asking me questions, it just forced me to just be okay with being trans, and that they're not downing on me for being trans, they're just curious. And I think all biological men are curious as to what we're going through and what it's like, you know what I mean? Because they were born this way, and a lot of biological guys, I've been told, think of it as, why do you want to not be a woman? You've got tits and a vagina. What's wrong with that? Like, you can play with them all day. If you like women, just keep it. You know what I mean? That's not the way it is. And I think that's just their humorous way of talking about it so that we can get into a little bit more of a conversation. But anyways, I think that's definitely the way that they helped me, was they kind of just forced me into being comfortable with being trans, and I couldn't thank them more for that. You know what I mean? And role model-wise, to answer your role model question, men in society, to me, are role models, because I think that all men... it sounds weird, but I watch men a lot. And not in like some creepy, weird, gay way. But I look at men in the way they walk, in the way they talk, in the way they eat, in the way they stand, in the way they react to situations. I just watch them, because as instinctively as it is for me to do things in a masculine way, because I'm just, like, I come off as a butch lesbian to people, because inside, instinctively, I do things as a man would do them. And it looks funny to people to see a woman doing these things that men would instinctively do. But the reason why I watch men so closely is because I want to see, not like, one, how different am I from a biological man? What things are different from me to them? And honestly, there's not really much at all that's different, except for the fact that I did live my life as a female. I was brought up 18 years as a female, and I'm about to run out of time, and that sucks real bad, but I'm gonna make another video, so please watch it. Fuck.